Welcome back. Help is now on the way for rural teachers and classroom management. A grant from Mizzou is focusing on the training and managing of middle school classrooms. The course uses a method called CHAMPS, which stands for Conversation, Help, Activity, Movement, Participation, and Success. They are steps in a process that are meant to help keep students fully engaged and focused, and also aim to cut off discipline issues before they begin.
That a lot of times these rural schools don't have access to some of these professional development opportunities because of isolation or distance. And so we're really interested in testing whether this program, which has been tested in urban settings, can be just as successful in rural settings when it's delivered virtually.
Mizzou is getting a $4 million grant to provide the training over the next 5 years.